I think that I should have looked at the directions sooner. I was definitely one of those people that I was like, oh shoot, I should have like prepped you guys better. And I'm gonna apologize right now about that. Because this is a freezer to type. You okay?
I caught it. Yeah.
Okay. Because this is a freezer to oven meal kit, you know, we are prepping a lot of it ahead of time, but it's definitely going to be that time saver for sure on the opposite end. I am going to show you like alternative ways. Some of them, like we have to prep the full piece of it. Some of them I can show you how to bag your bags on it. So we will kind of like do like a hybrid, just because that's a catch-all word right now, right? A hybrid freezer meal workshop of all the things. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, super. All right, so I'm just gonna officially get started. Hold on one second, I gotta do that. Okay, you can see you can see my Starbucks right here. That's important, right? And this, I have to give Jen a shout out. This is my soy matcha latte, Jen. My new favorite. Yay! Cheers! Yay! So, and I don't do any vanilla anymore. I'm so proud of myself. No vanilla. I just do a sprinkle of cinnamon and done. So, cheers to that. Okay, but you can see my cooking space okay, right?
Yep.
Okay, and you can see me. I flip-flopped. Usually I put my camera here and then I do my prep here, but I was like, oh, I want to try things a little differently today. Although you're going to see my clear on mess over here, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are doing freezer to oven recipes, and there are 5 recipes in this one. And I do want you to know, if you have a smaller family, or if you are you've got little ones that may not eat a full meal, you can totally split this to make 10 recipes, right? So you could take each 5 recipe and split it up into 2 meals. So that was scary. I just heard something. Okay, so we are going to start with the baked, I never know how to say it, farfel. Anyone? Is that how you say it?
Farfalle, I think.
Farfalle. Oh, I am, Irish Catholic here. So we're going to pretend I know. Oh, say hi, Gary.
Hi.
Jen says hi. Sarah says hi. So we're going to start with that one, and sausage. I can say sausage. Okay. For this one, you do want to have your bow tie pasta pre-cooked right here, right? I'm going to move this so I can see it. And we're going to you can put this, actually, yes, we are going to put that into a baking dish. I bought somewhere these ones. If you want to, you could use like a regular ceramic one or glass one, whatever you want. If you have the rock crock from, what's it called? Pampered Chef. That's another one that you could totally do. I just like the foil ones because it's less cleanup. And my friend Katie, like, she has me buy these in bulk because she uses them like everywhere she goes. She's like, even if she's bringing like veggie trays or something, she does it in these. And I have totally learned to be like, that is genius. Like, it's just no mess, no fuss. Anyway, so I always have these on hand. Again, if you are doing a smaller and you're cutting in half, you could totally do it with 2 8x8s, and that would totally work. All right, this is pretty easy, guys. You ready? You are going to take your pasta and dump it in here. If it comes out, I'm using my fingers. They are clean, I promise. Just boiled the pasta this morning. This is Evie's favorite kind of pasta. She calls them butterflies, not bow ties, which I kind of like that better too. Butterfly pasta. Okay, so we're gonna put this right here. Then we've got our sausage, cooked sausage and peppers. I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not cook up the peppers with my sausage. I know that most people in my family do not like cooked peppers. So I just am going to add the peppers at the end. But if you have it, you can put it right in there with it. And yes, I am kind of dumping and stirring in my pan. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Kathy, even if you didn't cook the peppers though, this is going to cook like when you're ready to do it, and they're going to get slightly like soft. They're just going to be crispy. They're not going to be mushy.
That's true. I could have totally done that too. You're right.
Right? I mean, it doesn't matter whether you do them with a sausage or you're doing it at the end when you actually like
Oh, no,
bake
I'm going to have them as a side dish, actually. Like, I'm going to cut peppers.
all.
Yes.
Got it.
Now, if you really wanted to save time with this one too, you could just buy like peppers and onions, like frozen or like frozen peppers from the store too. Like if you didn't want to cut your peppers, you could totally do that. Anywho, so we've got our pasta here. I'm going to put my cooked sausage right on top of that. Crumble that. Okay, so we've got that all together, right? And I cook that with the onion, and the seasoned salt, my sausage. All right, so we've got that all cooked through, and we're adding that to our pasta. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna get a bowl, and we're gonna get cream cheese, our jalapeno and honey cheese ball. If you are not using this one, like Jen asked me, she said, Kath, I'm really not into that one. First of all, I'm going to replace it for Jen with whatever product she wants, because Tastefully Simple has 100% guarantee. Second of all, you can use any Tastefully Simple cheese ball. So if you don't like this one and your family doesn't, no problem, I will replace it, okay? So in this bowl, we are going to get our cream cheese in here and microwave that, and then add the jalapeno and honey cheese ball and our spinach and herb, and then some cheese and milk. I'm actually gonna get a bigger bowl. Hold on one second. Talk amongst yourselves. Bigger bowl.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the artichoke and spinach warm dip, or should I try the shallot tarragon compound butter?
Ooh, I feel like the shallot would be really good with the sausage.
I was wondering that. Okay.
I say go for it.
All right.
Although the artichoke would be good too. Like it definitely would be good. And you could do artichoke hearts instead of when you like bake it at the end. But, you know, play with your food, Jen. All right, so I'm putting my cream cheese here. I'm gonna go melt it, soften it, whatever you wanna call it. And grab my milk while I'm up and about. I know it calls for like 2% milk. We never have 2%. I only have skim, so that's all I'm using. Sharp cheddar. Say that 5 times fast. Sharp cheddar. Here. All right, there's that. All right, so that's pretty good there. Jen, my mom asked me a question the other day, and she goes, "What's your friend Jen? Like, what's her name again?" I go, "Jen Delfave," and she goes, or Default, whatever. And she goes, "Is she advertising down in the Southern Tier?" And I go, "Mom, she's kind of like nationwide now. She's kind of a big deal, Mom. So I wouldn't be surprised." She's like, "I thought I heard her name." I go, "Probably."
That is hilarious. Yeah, we went all over nationwide with our ads, and we have some houses that we're in the North Country. We've got something in Iowa right now. So yeah.
It was she was so cute though. She's like, "That's so cool." And she's like, and she gave me all that lovely advice. And
Yeah, of course. They still work, have that house and everything.
they ended up going with the realtor,
Okay.
which with my parents, it was the right thing to do.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, because rent to own, it can be a lot of work if you don't have all of the education of like
Right.
what the ins and outs.
Exactly. But they ended up selling it. It was bittersweet, obviously, because, it was
Yeah.
my grandparents' house since 1983.
Right.
And, and we've all grown up there. Like, I still have dreams being in the house all the time. And so it's a little bittersweet, but no, they sold it. And I know they're happy that it's one less thing they have to deal with. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's so funny. I have dreams about my grandparents' house too.
Do you? I think it's that whole, like, the memories where you hold your memories and the happiness.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I practically grew up there. Like, my grandfather, like, babysat me while my mom worked from home, but, like, would have deadlines. She was a editor. And she would, like, work in my grandparents' basement, and I would, like, hang out with my grandfather, and we would watch Price is Right. And then we would play cards, and that's how I learned my math, between Price is Right and blackjack and rummy.
Gotta love it. Yep. Rummy. My grandma loved that.
Yep. All right, so you can see I kind of put together this sauce mix. It's basically, we're creating our own Alfredo when you think about it, right? We're creating our own Alfredo sauce here. The cream cheese, the cheese ball, added the spinach and herb. If you didn't see, I did this quickly, but spinach and herb is obviously one of our seasonings here. When I do 2 teaspoons, let's see if I can get it. You can see, I call this the smile, the big pour spout. A full smile is 2 teaspoons. A half a smile is 1 teaspoon. So in case you're watching this on the replay, that's my little trick. All right, so I've got all of this Alfredo basically created. And we're gonna pour this over the pasta and the sausage. Here we go. Are we ready for the pour? Pour, 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 pour. And it's okay if it's a little chunky, I promise. It's supposed to be that way. That's how it gets it cheesy. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't have to be super smooth at all. And then I'm just gonna kind of toss to coat it. Now, if you wanted, you could totally put your panko crumbs with your garlic and butter on top of it now. I will tell you, I wouldn't. I would save that for later, just because I don't want my pankos to get too soggy. I like a crispy panko and like a crispy breadcrumb. But if that doesn't bother you, you could totally do that now too. So you would take your panko breadcrumbs with your garlic, panko breadcrumbs, there we go, with your garlic, and a little bit of butter, mix those together, and then sprinkle it on top for that crustiness. All righty, let's see, that looks like it's pretty good though. This one I would say too, guys, really great meal to give someone who's maybe in need. So if you have a friend, maybe they just had a baby, or unfortunately have, maybe they have COVID, maybe something's going on in their life and you just want to do something nice. This is an easy meal to make up for someone too, that it's just hearty, it's comfort, and it's just a nice, easy meal, and they can throw it in the freezer and pull it out when they need to. All right, so what I'm gonna do, because this is a freezer to oven, we're gonna kind of really wrap this puppy with saran wrap and then foil. So I'm gonna do some saran wrap this way. There we go. So we're gonna saran wrap the bejesus out of it. Bejesus is a word in case you were wondering. It is. And I'm gonna go the opposite direction. Gonna go the opposite direction twice. So we're just literally just sealing it all in, just trying to stay away from that freezer burn. Because we know air is the enemy to the freezer. Go ahead, suck it down there. Yep, there, that looks much better. And now I'm going to just wrap that with foil too. If I can find my foil. Did someone take my foil? I guess I'm gonna open my new foil. I thought I had foil that was already open. Boop, boop. maybe. I hate getting foil out for the first time. There we go. Whoop. Nope, there we don't go. There. Okay, I think I got it. There we go. Okay. There's that. And one more. Okay, so that's that. So then you can write on top of that, I'm just gonna write pasta and sausage base. I'm also gonna, for me, I'm gonna say add peppers, or like sliced peppers or veggie. So whatever that happens to be, is what we will do. Sausage and pasta bake. And if you want, you could totally, they do have, I don't know if you noticed at the bottom, how to bake from frozen versus defrosting it. So you're gonna bake at 400, 45 minutes. Oh, one other thing you definitely want to tell yourself, take off plastic because you don't want to put the plastic wrap in the oven. That will ruin your dinner. Okay, so that is meal number uno. Putting that over here. All right, questions, Jen? We're good. Question, Sarah, I think we're good. Okay, moving right along. We are going to do the Chicago style sausage and pepperoni pizza. All right, one second. Now,
Sorry, I was muted. I'm good. Totally good. Just writing on my thing.
That's fine. So the Chicago style sausage and pepperoni pizza, I'm going to tell you, this is one you can either make ahead in a foil pan, or I'm going to show you how to do it in bags, because I have made this one before. This is a family favorite, and I'm just going to do this in a bag and show you how we do that. Okay. So I'm going to get my bag out, and and I need to get my bowl. If you don't know, I love to use our drink buckets as like a way to hold my bags, but you can totally use a bowl or whatever you want. And then when I use bags, I flip the edges over just on itself. You don't have to go around the bowl, but it actually just kind of holds it up really nice and neat. So just an FYI, little tip of the trick. Okay, you are going to take your refrigerated pizza dough and just put it in the refrigerator. You can also take those and freeze them. I promise you it can happen, and they don't explode. And the only reason why I know that is because one time my kids did that, and I was like, oh my God, someone put the biscuits in the freezer. And I was like, but they've been here for quite some time and they haven't exploded. So it does. And I let them sit there because I was really curious, and they do freeze, and they thought everything turned out fine. So just an FYI. I'm leaving. So, or let's say you don't want to do the bag style. Take your pizza crust with a little bit of the roasted garlic infused oil and put it in the pan and really push it and press it out. Everyone go with that? Okay, sounds good. So in your bag, you are going to put 2 cups of your shredded mozzarella in your bag. Maybe. Oh my gosh. My motor skills fail me again. There we go. 1. Does Cathy measure? No.
Nope.
No. See, there's 3 cups in this bag. I just did about 1/3 of the bag. That's it. All right, so we got our cheese in there. In here, we're also going to add pepperoni. And I know it calls for the mini pepperonis, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it calls for large. Okay. Yeah, you could do mini, you could do large, whatever you want. Some people like to chop up their pepperonis. I just throw it all in there. Also in here, you're gonna add your petite diced tomatoes, your Mamma Mia marinara sauce. It's a 1/4 cup of that. So what that looks like is 2 full caps. A quarter cup is 2 full caps, and I'll explain that in a minute. And then you're actually going to take your sausage. If you pre-cooked it, that's fine. You can actually put this in uncooked though. And that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna get my sausage out of my fridge and my pepperoni. So I'm going to go a little crazy with the pepperoni, just kind of throw it all in there. I would suggest separating it just because otherwise you'll get clumps of pepperoni when you go to remove it. Jen, this would be a good one. I could see your kids loving this for lunch.
Yeah, I'm actually just going to make it all up, and it could sit in the fridge for like a day or two, right?
Yeah, done. All right, just throwing it all in there. Perfect. Done. All right, so that's all set. My pepperoni. I'm gonna add my tomatoes. Maybe I can find my. No worries, everything's fine. So we have, you know, drawers and cupboards and everything. So one of the drawers, the handle broke off. So I've got an open-faced drawer. So I have to go in there and look this way to find all the things. So there's that. One heads up about your tomatoes. You want to drain them very well. Okay, so you definitely want to get them fully drained out, because if you don't, it's going to be very, very runny, very, very runny pizza, and nobody wants that. So I'm going to pause, do that real quick. So I really pushed down on that can top, if you can tell. So really draining that super well. All right. Add my tomatoes. Oh, a couple extra pepperoni, why not? Mamma Mia marinara. Now remember, it calls for a quarter cup. So we are going to do 2 capfuls of the Mamma Mia. So 1. If you are not a Mamma Mia fan, an easy substitute for this recipe would be the dry tomato and garlic pesto. That's an easy substitute. If you have an old school warm the oven dip mix, that would also be an easy substitute too.
I still have pizzeria seasoning too.
That would be, you still have some?
I know, I do.
I do. No, I mean, I love you, but I also kind of am jealous. That is like my ultimate favorite Tastefully Simple seasoning ever.
I can't believe they didn't bring it back.
I know. Okay. I keep hoping every season they bring it back. All right. And then I am taking my sausage roll here. I just want to make sure. 8 ounces. Is that what this is? This is 16 ounces. So I don't need a full roll. So I'm just going to dump in, like, you just literally put chunks in. So Jen, you're doing this obviously in the pan right now.
Mm-hmm.
So literally the same idea, because I have made it this way and I was like, are you kidding me? I'm just putting in uncooked sausage. It just felt weird, even though I do that with burgers all the time, right? But yes, you literally just take chunks of it like this and just spread it across the pizza.
What happens if you were to use cooked?
Oh, that's fine too.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally fine. You're 2 steps ahead of the game is what you are.
All right. Yeah. Cause I just had like a big one from the previous recipes.
Yep. And that's totally fine.
All right.
Can't hurt it. You may not have to cook it as long.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that is my sausage. Gross. Okay. And that is it. So I'm just going to kind of shake this up. And it's like we just basically created pizza toppings, right? So it's just like a pizza topping on top of your pizza crust. You bake it and you're done. Done. There we go. I'm just going to kind of spread that all out. Have either of you guys made this one before?
No.
No? I feel like I've done this one before. I thought it was in a workshop. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I just did it just for fun.
One I really liked years ago I did, it wasn't a freezer meal, but it was using the beer bread as pizza.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yes, absolutely. I can find my Sharpies. I think those are things that just like have legs and they walk away. Sharpies.
For sure.
Okay, what is this? This is pizza. Oh, Chicago style. And what makes it Chicago is technically it's a deep dish, right? So technically it's a deep dish. You could do this again in the foil pan if you really wanted to give it the classic deep dish type of feel. You could definitely do it in a pie pan too, and do like the crust in the pie pan. So lots of fun ways to kind of play with that. All right, meal 2 is done. Okay. Next one is chicken and veggie stuffing casserole. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. Okay. So we have our cooked chicken already. And I have to double check. We are going to add to a bowl the sour cream, the jalapeno honey cheese ball, and the spinach and herb. Then we're going to put our chicken in there, our veggies, our cheese, and that's all we're going to do if we're freezing it in bags. If you are doing it in a pan, you're going to also add your stuffing mix. Now I'm going to put a pause to you. Yes, you totally could put the stuffing mix in there, but I've already told you I don't like bread that's like super mushy. It's just a sensory thing. So you could, depending on where you're at, I'm going to put the stuffing mix in when I go to prep it all at the end. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, super. So again, this is one that I am going to do in a bag. All right. So in my bag goes my chicken, my veggies, and my cheese to start. Here go my chickens. And I just basically cook this up in the Instapot because we needed cooked chicken. I was like, well, that just makes more sense, right? Okay. Container of sour cream. My veggies out.
Can you just really quick how you do the chicken? Is it all the same seasoning pretty much on all of them that you did like a total volume of the onion, garlic, seasoned salt, blah, blah, blah? Okay.
Yep. I just thought that would make it quicker and simpler for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going to do that today so that I'm not overwhelmed, like making all of them, like I can have a time to put in my slow cooker because I don't have an Instant Pot. So I'll do that, all the sausage recipes. And I think that's an easy that.
Yep, that's exactly what I did. And I was just, because it was just made more sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if let me explain that in case you're watching this on the replay. So when I cooked my chicken, I took the seasonings, the garlic, the onion, and a little bit of the seasoned salt. Not all of the seasoned salt. I wouldn't do all of it. And I put them in my crock pot, or you could put it in your Instapot, and just did it the way you would do magic chicken. And that way it cooked it right through the chicken, and then I just shredded it up. It just made it simpler rather than having to saute all the different chicken pieces and everything like that. And then it's cooked chicken and you're ready to go. If you already have magic chicken in your fridge, by all means use that. All right, so I have my chicken, I have my sour cream. I'm actually going, I don't always add liquid to my freezer, but I am going to add the milk to this one. I got my milk out already. And do I measure? No, sure don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Done. Okay. It's a little dry. I put that on myself. I am adding my frozen veggies in here. All right. And now I feel bad. I feel like I should add the stuffing. Should I add the stuffing? Because it only calls for half the stuffing mix. I'm going to add the stuffing. Maybe if I can find it. There it is. Ah!
Death by stuffing.
There. Okay, for my rule followers, let's say you accidentally only have pork stuffing in your cupboard. It's okay. I promise you, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry. Unless you're one not to, like, if you have a religious thing with pork and chicken being mixed, I mean, well, then don't do that. But other than that, it's okay. So I'm going to take this. I am only going to pour half of that in there. Oh, and I didn't put my jalapeno cheese ball in there. That's important. And spinach and herb. Where are you? There you are. Okay, how much do I put of that? 1 tablespoon, which is half a capful. Okay, let me make sure I got it all in here. I got my sour cream, my chicken, my milk, my cheese ball, my spinach and herb, my veggies. Oh, and I need some sharp cheddar cheese. Sharp cheddar cheese. Sharp. Did I take you out? I thought I did. Did I put it back in? I might put it back in. Nope, I left it right here. Here it is. Okay. So when you go, if you are just making this in the bag like I am, when you go to put this in your pan, you are just going to take this mixture and layer it in the pan. Just literally just dump it in. And then you're going to take the rest of the stuffing mix, which we're going to put in the bag too. We're going to bag that with our bag. And put that on top, and that's it. So it's a nice, again, this would be a nice comfort meal to give to another family if they needed a meal. I really love this one. This one's a good fan favorite. Now, Gary White will sit there, I'm not going to lie to you, and he will pick out every single vegetable in this. And you know what I say to that? Okay.
Have fun.
Yep, that's your choice. You do you, babe, and that's totally fine. But I'm not going to put it at the risk of all the kids either. So, you know, and I have to say, my kids overall are so good with vegetables, thank God. Evie's my worst. This is going right in here. But overall, they're really good. PJ, so funny. He loves broccoli, like loves it. Evie only likes the stalks of broccoli. What is that about?
That's funny.
And I'm like, if you're gonna love something about broccoli, it should be the head of the broccoli, right? I don't know. I can't figure it out. All right, Sharpie, here we go. I found one. Of course, it's the big smelly one, but it is what it is. Chick and veg casts. Done. Right. Okay. Moving right along. Oh, we are onto hot pie. Let me get my pie crust out. Where is it? Where's my pie crust? In the freezer? I know I got a pie crust. Where is it? Come on.
Okay.
Found it. Okay. All right. So this is one that I am going to do in my actual pie pan. Just because it makes it easier for a pot pie to just sit and be happy like that, right? So I have my chicken already cooked. And I am going to actually take out my pie crust and just let them sit here for a minute and warm up. While I do that, I'm going to remove this phone from here, and you are going to take a trip over to my stovetop. Ready? Hello, we're over here. Oh, now you get to see my nice spot over here. That's a thing. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see. 1 second, if I can do this. There we go. Can you see? You can see my stovetop, right? Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing you over to the stovetop is because we're making a filling of a pot pie. Oh, sugar, sorry. Of a pot pie. It's because, or we want to keep it warm. So, and kind of thicken up a little bit here. Can you see that okay? What happened? Okay, there we go. So, in a pot, which I have to get my pot. No, where's my pot? Yes, my pot is here. In my pot, you can see that still, right? Yep. Okay. Are going to put in roasted garlic infused oil with the chicken, and then you could do this in a skillet too, and a little bit of flour. Okay. So that again is going to thicken up. The flour is there to add the thickening piece to it and make almost like a roux. Does that make sense? And if you don't know what a roux is, it's like a cheesy sauce. All right, so I'm getting my chicken.
So we're putting the chicken in the skillet with the oil?
Yep. I'm double checking that I said that. To chicken in the yes. I know you don't have a skillet. It's fine. All right, we're adding some more oil. And then some flour. And I'm sorry for everyone seeing my booty on the backside. And how much do we need? We need a third of a cup of flour. I don't measure, in case you didn't know. So I'm just gonna kind of, that looks good. All right, so we're going to let that kind of cook up and get tossed together. Like you want to cover your chicken with the flour. And again, that's helping to kind of coat it and get it ready. So we're making the sauce inside the pot pie. This is like feeling like a real cooking show all of a sudden.
I love it.
I almost set my paper on fire. That was exciting.
Oh no.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything is fine. So what we will do after about 2 minutes is we are going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 1/2 cup of half and half, and your spinach and herb seasoning. Okay. I will also tell you, one of my other favorite ways to make a chicken pot pie is to use Tastefully Simple's Perfectly Potato Cheddar Soup Mix. That makes a super creamy filling, and then you can add your chicken in there, all sorts of fun things. Have you?
Yeah, because I have to watch the veggies, so I was wondering if I could throw in like a can of potatoes.
Totally. Yes.
Okay.
Totally. I would drain it though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've got my chicken here. I am actually going to use the chicken stock from my magic chicken to add in here. So I need, what was it, 1.5 cups? So here's 1/2 cup. Here's 1 cup. Here's 1.5 cups. All right. So there's that. Then I'm gonna get my half and half, and I am using half and half. I know I said before I didn't use the 2% milk on that other thing. The half and half will make it that much creamier for something like this. All right, so there's 1/2 cup of half and half. And now I've got half and half of my coffee this week, which is exciting. And then I'm gonna add my spinach and herb. That. I'm over here. Hello. And now I'm back over here. Hello. Okay. 2 teaspoons. So a full smile, right? If you also have Tastefully Simple's either rustic herb or the citrus herb, or even simply salsa, any of those would also be really good add-ins because they're going to add extra vegetables that way. Really easy. In fact, if I have my spinach or my citrus herb handy, I am going to put that in. Let's see if I have it handy. I may not. Terrible consultant I am. I don't have it handy. Hold on. Let's see. I think that's one that I have to order for myself. Oh, of course I don't have it. Okay, but I would add in the citrus herb. I think that would be really good in here. So now I'm just kind of letting this boil and thicken up. And then after that is thickened, we're going to add our veggies. You can really see how it thickens right up though. I mean, move over, Rachel Ray. Cathy White is ready to go, right?
Mm-hmm. She got to ink on nothing on you.
That's right. That's right. I could totally do
You're
it.
right.
All right. So that looks good. All right. So I'm going to bring this over here. Maybe that's a little hot. I'm going to get a pot holder. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna take my vegetables. I chose like a California medley. If you wanted to do a different type, that's totally fine. Like Jen said, she's doing potatoes. Like, just have fun with it and do whatever your family would like. If you had like CSA vegetables, use those. Like, it's totally fine to do whatever you want. I love to use frozen vegetables whenever I can because it's one less thing I have to worry about. All right. Uh-oh, what happened? Why am I paused on my screen over here? Okay, I think we're fine. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of stir that all up, get it nice and thick, and just let it sit and cool for a little bit while I get my pie crust ready. Yum. Actually, put it right here. If perchance you don't have a pie crust pan, right? And that's okay. You can do this in an 8x8. It just might not seal completely, but similar to the way you did the pizza, you could totally do it in a square pan too. I'm going to first add a little bit of the roasted garlic infused oil to it. That's just me. I love our roasted garlic infused oil. It's just going to add a little extra flavor to the pie crust. And so you're going to slowly unravel it, maybe. There we go. If you were smarter than Cathy and got a frozen pie crust, then you don't have to put it in the pie pan like that. And you could do this open faced for sure. I personally like the crust on top. Gives it more that home style feel. Anyone else have a mom who used to make this on a weekly basis, pot pie? Or did you have like the frozen ones? Did anyone else get frozen ones all the time? Yeah, same. Yeah, I never had like real pot pie. My mom always bought it for like the frozen kinds, which was fine. I think that was the 80s, right? Like the frozen meals were the thing.
Everything was boxed or frozen. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, I get it. I love my mom dearly. I really do. But the more I look back, it just kind of shocked. She really had no clue about cooking. She really had no clue. So funny. All right. This is something that I do. I said do. take your fork, I always prick the bottom so you don't get as many bubbles. I don't know. And again, that's something my mom always did. Now, who knows? It could have been completely wrong based on what I know now, but okay. So now we've got our pie crust in here. We are going to put in our filling and then cover it with the next pie crust. Yeah, our Thanksgiving dinners were super, like, again, I think back, I'm like, oh my God, hardly anything was made from scratch, even Thanksgiving dinner. Like, it's so funny. Like,
How thick should this be?
What's that?
How thick should it be? Mine's still got a little run to it.
I would let it thicken. So like, it's basically, I don't know if you can see that right here. Let's see. It's pretty darn,
Okay.
like, it's not runny at all.
Okay.
My mom, for our squash for Thanksgiving, my poor mom, I hope she never watches this, get frozen, like the box squash, which again, if that's what you do, that's totally fine. I did not know that you could actually take a squash from the garden and like puree it up to make actual squash. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's so funny you say that, because I felt the same way with like any sort of bread, like banana bread, pumpkin bread.
Yeah.
I thought like, you had to buy the box. And then my girlfriend from college was like, no, you could actually make it from scratch.
Yes, I just didn't know. And, you know, my parents are from New York City. So I think it's a byproduct, a little bit of that. So like, I was a little sheltered when it came to farm life. And as I got older and I realized all these things, I think I made it my mission to like, although I still can't garden to save my life, but I love fresh squash. I love all things fresh. But anyways, but if you are not a fresh person, that's okay too. So, all right. So now I just unrolled the second part of our pie crust on top. And I'm just kind of putting it on top of the pie crust that we already had and really just kind of sealing the deal, if you will. See what I did there? And pinching it. The pinchers are really good for, this is a fun kid one to make with kids too. You could do mini pot pies and use, I don't know, like the top of a jar or the top or whatever, and like do mini ones in like a muffin tin. You could definitely, and then cut out the pie crust from there, and kids would love that. Kids love being in the kitchen, if you don't know. So this is a really good way to get them learning a little more and clearly better than my mom taught me, as I only learned all this later in life. All right, and I'm one to like do the pinching around the side, pretend I'm Marie Callender right now, and have my own label. There we go. Done. Do they tell us to put a seal on it? No. So some people like to cut it in half and make a pretty design or anything. I'm a pinprick person again, so maybe I'll just do like a little pinprick here. Just to let the air out a little. I'm gonna make it into a house. There. It's not even centered. Can you see that? No, you definitely can't see that. Let's try.
Oh, I could see it.
Can you see it? There you go.
Yay.
All right, Cathy's kitchen. There we go. All right, so this one we are going to cover in saran wrap and then cover with our foil. And again, please, 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 please don't forget to take the saran wrap off before you start baking it.
Oh yeah, that thickened up real nice.
Oh, good, 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 good. It's funny how flat, like you don't think about that, how flour can just do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it funny or is it just chemistry? I don't know, but. I wasn't really that good in science. Although anatomy was always my favorite class.
I like anatomy too.
Yeah. And I think the older I got, the more I appreciate science, but in high school, I hated it. Like I truly hated it. But in college, when I did anatomy, I liked it. It's the physics stuff that really throws me though now. And that's why I have a math teacher for a husband.
Right. I married the finance guy.
There you go. Yes. All righty. So once that is all set, I'm just going to label it pot pie. I love pot pie. And 425. $60 minutes. And the nice thing about this, the chicken's all cooked. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just really the pie crust baking through. But yeah, so there's your pot pie, everybody. Okay. And then our last one. This one is a little intense. And when I say intense, it's just intense because we're going to make the mixture and then we're going to roll the mixture in our lasagna noodles. Okay. I am going to do this in a pan. If you are someone who didn't get a chance to do their noodles or whatever, that's okay too. You can prep all of this in a bag and then just do the noodle part at the end. So whatever you want. I just thought this one would be a good one because I don't want to take the time during the week to roll the lasagna noodles. So this is what I'm going to do here. Okay. So we have, you know what I did? I need to still ground up my sausage. I used all my sausage in the last one. Whoops the daisies. I just need to, okay, that's what I'll do. Hold on, talk amongst yourselves one more time. I forgot to do my best sausage one. Hold on. I'm just gonna brown up my sausage here. We'll just let that sit there for a minute. Okay, while that's doing that, in a bag, you're going to put your sausage and your ricotta, which my mom would always say ricotta. And I'm like, Mom, cut it out. I'm throwing my mom under the bus a lot. But I'm like, you're not Italian. Like, cut it out. You're Irish German. No. She thinks she can say ricotta, right? She can't. She also, although she is German and she likes to call a bundt pan a Buntpan. And again, Mom, no, listen, don't do the languages.
Bunt.
Yeah, a Buntpan. She'll say Bunt. No, I don't know. God bless my mom. All right, so ricotta is going in here. Then we're gonna do half of your diced tomatoes in there, not the whole thing, only half of it. Oh yeah, I love ricotta cheese all. And those tomatoes are diced. I'm sorry, not diced, drained. That's the word I was looking for, drained. All right. There we go. Checking my sausage over here. There's not anything. All right. In there, what do I have? I've got my tomatoes. I've got my ricotta. I am adding 4 tablespoons, so 2 capfuls of my Mamma Mia marinara sauce. Like that. And then 1 tablespoon of spinach and herb. This could easily be a meatless lasagna too. I should have said that from the beginning. So if you don't want to do the sausage, you don't have to. You could totally do this meatless, which I almost think I should have done that now that I had that. Okay. And then that's it in here. Your Alfredo sauce will come next at the end. All right. So again, if you are bagging and not rolling right now, you're making this up with your sausage, your cheese, your Mamma Mia, your spinach and herb. And then you can put your Alfredo sauce with a big X on it to the side. And you do want to put your extra, oh, I totally put all the tomatoes in. You want to put your extra tomatoes to the side too. Kathy messed up, go figure. It is what it is. So when you go to roll this, I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. If you do put it in a bag like this, I'm going to tell you an easy trick would be to snip the corner. And I think I'm going to do that. All right. So you're going to, I'm going to show you my little trick here. Now, if you use sausage, you could pour it on too. But you might have to make it a little bigger if you use sausage. But if you're doing this, look, can you see that okay? Yes, I think you can. Ready? Boom. Done. And then you're going to take your noodle. And again, your noodles should have been cooked al dente, a little less than al dente, so that way they're easier to roll. And then you put that to the side like that. And we're going to do another one. So I'm doing a couple that are veggie. Oops, the daisies. And then I'm going to grab my sausage in a minute. Actually, maybe I'll put my sausage in my Alfredo sauce since I'm a little behind there. I'm going to do that just for fun. So it's going to be like a sausage gravy on top. Why not, right? So here we go. There's that. Oh, some of that popped out. There we go. Ooh, ah. All right, let's do another one. There's that. Rolling it up. And you don't need a lot when you're rolling. You don't need to put a ton on there because it'll come right out. And you don't want to overfill it because it'll squish out, and then you don't want that either. I mean, if it squishes out, it's fine. It's just going to add to the sauce, right? Whoops. And then Gary's favorite song, I got the sauce. Who's got the sauce? I got the sauce. Evie and Gary sing that a lot. I think because it came out during, what's it called? March Madness. They used to listen to that a lot. There we go. Yes, I am making a mess, and I'm totally okay with it. All right. The sausage is done. Like I said, you could have put that sausage in with that cheese mixture. I'm going to add it to my Alfredo sauce as like a sausage gravy on top. I actually think Gary's going to love this one. I'm just looking real quickly. What do they say to put this in? 11 by 7. So yeah, they didn't say a 9 by 13. You didn't have to do a 9 by 13. If you wanted to do an 8 by 8 with this one, it probably would have been fine too. So I probably should have done a couple extra noodles, but oh well, this is my life. We make things work.
I didn't do my noodles, so I'm gonna have to go back and do this one.
And
I
like
got
said,
the
go ahead.
cauliflower Alfredo. Have you tried this one?
I haven't. Where'd you get that?
It's the Amore Wegmans.
Nice. That sounds good.
Sneaking in those veggies.
That's what to say. Great way to sneak in the veggies. I wish I had thought of that with my lovely children and husband. But again, Jen, if you did not want to do you could just make up the mixture and then do the noodles at the end.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
Which is totally fine. Do you ever use the ready-made noodles?
All the time.
Yeah. I should have thought to try it with this one. I wasn't thinking.
I'm trying to almost think of like, is there a way you could just stack it in the slow cooker?
Oh, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I forget that you can do that in the slow cooker. I'm wondering if I wouldn't drain the tomatoes though.
Yeah.
Just to keep the noodles a little softer or to help to keep the noodles soft. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right, so this is weird, but I've got a little extra pasta and more space in my pan. So I'm gonna fill it with some extra pasta on the side. And I'm just gonna fill this in here. We've got extra sauce. I mean, this is what we do, right? We figure we kind of improvise sometimes. I should not have done 9 by 13, note to self, but it's gonna be fine. All right. Now, I'm gonna drain my meat and I'll be right there. That sounds kind of kinky, drain my meat. Oh my God. In your Alfredo sauce, you are adding your diced tomatoes, the leftover diced tomatoes, with your Alfredo sauce, along with a little Mamma Mia marinara, just to add an extra flavor there. You're gonna sprinkle this with, after you do that, you're gonna sprinkle your mozzarella cheese on top of that. So this is cheesy. This is definitely a fun and cheesy way to do lasagna. I do know that my kids will love this though. Definitely delicious. There we go. There's that. Not perfect, but it works. A little bit of cheese. And again, gonna cover it with my saran wrap. Please, please, please take your saran wrap off before you cook, because I don't want to be responsible for a ruined dinner. Although, totally call me and tell me, because I'll feel better about myself, because I'm pretty sure out of these 5 meals, I'm telling you, there is a chance that Cathy may forget to take off the plastic wrap.
I just walked to my cupboard and I'm like, what did I come over for? Oh yeah.
Tomatoes?
No, now I'm on to like trying to marinate a piece of venison I found in the freezer.
I love it. Oh, I want some venison. Is Joe hunting yet?
He went yesterday, but he said it's just not quite rut yet. So he
Gotcha.
built our first fire and he's over there relaxing for a little bit.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Today is a perfect day for a fire.
Yes. We finally got our new couch. We ordered it July 11th and it came October 8th or something. It was like 12 weeks.
Where did you order it from?
Ashley Furniture.
Oh, it took that long?
And they anticipated 18 weeks. So technically it came early.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it though.
It's so comfortable.
Oh, that's awesome. Well worth the wait, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. And that's in the fireplace room?
Yeah, in our living room. We don't know where our tree will go now, but that's okay.
Oh, because you always have that really pretty spot with your tree.
Yeah.
Spinach and herb, lasagna. Okay. And this goes, what do we say with this? 400. 45 minutes. And then 20, 30. All righty. We did it, ladies. We have all 5 meals ready to go. Whew. And I know this was a unique one. I feel like this was a little bit different than the way we normally do them. Obviously, what are your thoughts on this one?
My headphones died. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
I can't hear anything.
What are your thoughts on this one? Do you like it? Do you not like it? It's a little bit different than the way we did it. Definitely more prep on your end. What are your thoughts?
If I had read directions, I would have been a little more prepared.
Yeah. Well,
but
myself.
Yeah, I liked that there were only 5, and I liked how, like, especially this time of year, like how big these are.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna go back through and finish like the veggie and chicken. You know, like I would recommend like these. I think that's just such a great way to share too, because I'm constantly like wanting to go bring something to my dad and stepmom. So this was great. I think if we just knew ahead of time, like this is the perfect recipe for that. So
all right.
Yeah, there's more prep involved, but that's kind of the whole point. These are going to be absolutely ready made. Yeah. And said, I think it's if you want for family, or especially any of those things, you know, through work and friends and family and things like that, where, you know, someone's just in need and there's a dish like this is so great to have like a larger meal ready to go.
Awesome. Well, good. That's perfect feedback. I promise I will do better at the next one and be more prepared. You know, I'm glad it was just us, and you guys are so gracious and graceful. And I can't.
Cathy, I'm here for the company. Seriously, you know, and the food prep is the extra bonus. So thank you as always.
I love you guys. Oh, you guys warm my heart. I'm trying to remember, what did we say was the next one? I want to say it was the multi-cooker one, was the one we're going to do in November. And multi-cooker doesn't mean Instapot. It could be Instapot or Crock-Pot.
Well, is it that, or is the separate one the cookie one? Because I know we were talking about cookies. Okay.
It's going to be December.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. But I may do a couple of different cookie ones. Like I might do, I'm going to leave this one. Hold on. So I'm going to go on my phone real quick so I can make sure. I might do like a real kid friendly one. And then we'll all do like a kid, like a adult one too. But I don't know. We'll
like
see.
Mimosas and cookies. Yeah, I'm all for any of that.
Yes.
But I would love to do, I think kids, they're not gonna be able to get through very many, but like if we could pound out like a couple different kinds for an adult one, I would do that one too. Because I really want to just give this year. I feel like, you know, gifts are just not a thing of the past, but I don't know, the gift of food and just sharing love. And
I'm 100% with you on that. And I totally, yeah, exactly. Okay, I take that back. It's not the multi-cooker kit. We're going to do one of my old school favorites. It's actually a crock pot meal kit. So it's based on the crock pot. It's not the one that's officially in there. It's going to be more of an a la carte kit, but I'll still make it worth your while. Don't worry. And then December 12th will officially be my official workshop for cookies, but I'll also have a kid-friendly one too.
Okay, good. I have that one on my calendar. And then is the November one the 20th?
Let me double check again. Hold on. Yes. Oh, you know what? That's what we talked about, Jen. We said on November 20th, we'll also do the kid-friendly one. That's what we were going to do, a kid-friendly cookie one. I said, you could be the hostess of that one. But then like I'll invite any of my VIP friends and family and everything like that. And you can invite friends and family and we'll just kind of make that a kid-friendly. I think we said around 1 o'clock on that day.
Okay, so the freezer meal will be like 10 o'clock and then we'll come back at 1.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sound good?
It does. Yeah.
Awesome. I love you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.